Gurmat Worldview. The Gurmat Worldview can be represented in the Mool Mantra, the primal root mantra that identifies the teachings of the Sikhs. Mool Mantra is ik-oNkaar, naam, kartaa, purakh, nirbha-o, nirvair, akaal, moorat, ajoonee, saibhaN, parsaad. The worldview should be experientially, subjectively verifiable. And Mool Mantra can be considered both objective and subjectively verifiable. The ik represents the wholeness of existence, the fact that everything is interdependent, everything is in effect made of the same fundamental principle, as quantum physics seems to suggest now, something that the mystics have been talking about for a very long time. The ik-oNkaar represents the transformation of materium or the events that we consider in our lives and we see in our lives on an everyday level. ik-oNkaar, start, middle, end, restart, middle, end. Or birth, growth, death, rebirth, growth, death. An infinite cycle that is continuously going. ik-oNkaar, kar meaning infinitum. Sat represents that which is unchanging, the whole nature or the fundamental reality of the whole oneness remains unchanging. This can also be subjectively verified through accessing our states of awareness or consciousness, something that remains unchanging while all the objects of awareness and consciousness are continuously unfolding in the present moment. And naam can be considered here as the unfolding nature of the present moment within the matrix of a presence. So presence that is unfolding continuously, start, middle, end, or in other words, the hukam can also be explained in a similar kind of fashion. Kartaa, purakh, kartaa refers to the creative principle, the doing, the acting, that while the universe is in a continuous state of doing, moving, creating, recreating, transforming, it is in fact purakh, it is in fact a self-aware existence, a self-aware universe. And this can be subjectively verified with ourselves as well, that as we begin to move further into our own sense of self, beyond sensations, beyond thoughts, beyond emotions, beyond the sense of self, right down to awareness, stillness, and silence, and ultimately coming to presence. This presence, this moment is a moment of fearlessness, and fear can only exist in a state where there is a future. And since everything exists in the eternal, ever-present now, there is no future, so there is no fear. And the same applies for nirvair. To have hate, to have resentment, there must exist a past. So no past, no hate, no resentment. So once again, we come back to this present moment of now. Akaal, the moment of now, is a continuum moment of nowness. It is a moment that is eternally now. Whether you are asleep, whether you're alive, whether you are not alive, the entire space is always now. It is always now wherever one is. This timelessness identifies the form of this wholeness, the form of this one whole self-creating, self-sustaining, self-aware system. Ajoonee, this system itself does not take birth. It is something that is beyond birth and death. So if we were to bring the idea of the Big Bang into this, then which Big Bang are we talking about? Because according to Gurmat, the entire system is in a continuous process of ik-oNkaar, start, middle, end. So therefore, when we speak about Big Bang, which Big Bang are we speaking about? saibhaN, it's a self-creating, self-replicating fractal, which replicates itself, creates itself, and sustains itself. It doesn't need anything external in order for it to take place. And its Gur Prasad is the final two words which identify this. The Gur here we can look at in two ways. One, the teachings of those who are self-realized. Two, awareness itself, the capacity of knowingness. And Prasad is the non-duality, the grace of realizing that this present moment, this moment of now, is singular in a continuous process of unfolding, which is aware of itself beyond fear, beyond hate, timeless in its form, and self-creating and replicating. Knowing this and realizing that you too are part and parcel of this wholeness is what one would term as the subjective experience of prasad.